What the way we punish crime today isn't just ineffective, but fundamentally broken. For decades, the United States has been the global leader in one thing: mass incarceration. We imprison more people than any other country in the world, by far. Over 2 million people are locked away in American prisons and jails today, many of them for nonviolent offenses. But the bigger question is this working? Does locking someone away for years, sometimes decades, make society safer? Does it rehabilitate them? Does it restore what was lost to the victim? The answer, overwhelmingly, is no. In fact, what our modern prison system often does is the exact opposite. It breaks human beings mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. It traps them in a cycle of dependency, institutionalization, and poverty. It makes it harder, not easier, to reintegrate into society. And it forces taxpayers to foot the bill $30,000 to $60,000 per inmate per year, all while crime still persists. So maybe it's time to ask a controversial question. What if prison isn't the most humane way to punish crime? What if we need to bring back what the modern world has rejected? Things like fines, corporal punishment, and capital punishment, depending on the severity of the crime. It may sound brutal, but is it really more brutal than caging a human being for 10, 20, or 40 years, then dumping them back into the world, socially and emotionally broken? Let's be clear, not every crime is the same. Not every punishment should be, either. Here's what a more rational, moral, and effective system could look like. 1. For minor and nonviolent crimes: fines and public restitution. Theft, vandalism, petty fraud. Do we really need to lock someone up for 18 months over this? In many cases, the answer should be no. Instead of prison, we should require full restitution to the victim, along with fines scaled to income and public labor. This approach emphasizes accountability, repayment, and social consequence, not prolonged suffering. The offender learns that crime has a cost. The victim gets compensated, and society saves money. That's justice with balance. 2. For serious but non-lethal crimes: corporal punishment as a deterrent. This is where the conversation gets difficult. Corporal punishment, public flogging, caning, or other physical penalties, has been all but abandoned in the West. But in some countries today, it's still used, and with arguably more social order and fewer repeat offenses. The goal isn't cruelty, it's clarity. Immediate, visible consequence. Short-term pain, long-term prevention. Instead of being locked away for 5 years, someone convicted of assault might receive a corporal sentence followed by community service, counseling, and probation. It sounds harsh, but is it really more inhumane than 5 years in prison, where they may be exposed to violence, sexual abuse, gang activity, and psychological trauma? We must be honest about which system causes more damage to the human soul. 3. For the worst crimes: swift and final capital punishment. For murderers, child predators, serial rapists, and terrorists, there must be a line society does not cross. Some crimes are so horrific, so permanently destructive, that the only just response is death. We've watered down the death penalty with endless appeals, delays, and debates. But justice delayed is justice denied. A just system must not only protect the innocent, it must also punish the guilty with finality when the evidence is irrefutable. When a society refuses to remove those who destroy life, it sends a message that evil can go unanswered. True justice means protecting life by honoring the value of it, and that includes holding the destroyers of life fully accountable. Why is this better than prison? Because the current prison system doesn't deter crime. It warehouses it. Over 75% of released inmates are arrested again within 5 years. Many become institutionalized, unable to function outside of prison walls. They lose their families, jobs, purpose, and dignity, and we spend billions every year sustaining this broken cycle. That's not justice. That's failure in disguise. In contrast, fines, corporal punishment, and capital punishment send a message. Crime has immediate, personal consequences. You can't hide behind bureaucracy or long trials or endless appeals. You face your punishment, and you move forward or you are removed. And most importantly, these alternatives respect something prison does not: the human ability to change. You don't need to destroy someone's entire life to correct their behavior. But you do need to be swift, certain, and just. What about rehabilitation? That should never be off the table. But rehabilitation doesn't require prison. It requires accountability, support, and consequence. Many offenders would do better with probation, labor, therapy, and restitution than they ever would in a cell. Others, especially violent repeat offenders, don't want rehabilitation. They want power, control, and chaos, and they must be dealt with accordingly. A system rooted in justice, not cruelty. Some people hear flogging or death penalty and assume sadism. That's wrong. This system isn't about vengeance. It's about restoring order and accountability, something our society is losing fast. Our goal shouldn't be to punish endlessly. It should be to punish rightly, to give people their dues, no more, no less, to protect the innocent, reform the willing, and remove the irredeemable. Right now, our prisons are full of people who don't need to be there. While the worst offenders walk free on plea deals and technicalities, we can do better. We must do better. A justice system without true consequence is chaos in disguise. It's time to choose clarity over confusion, accountability over bureaucracy, justice over endless punishment, because prison shouldn't be the only tool in the toolbox.